Hi, so I'm in a group with Ashley and Kennedy, and we have the device called CoughDrop. And CoughDrop is a cloud-based AAC device, and it can be used for communication or data tracking and collaboration with yourself and other professionals and your client. The device is compatible with iPads, Android tablets, laptops, Chromebooks, pretty much anything because it is a web-based AAC device. So I have been able to get it on my iPad as an app and on my Mac as an app, but I can also access it through my Safari or my Google Chrome just because it is web-based. And so that is so helpful for all the users because it's so accessible for everybody. Some of its key features are speak mode, edit mode. There is a multitude of boards to choose from, which we will go through, and some tiles. And then we will just, I'll start sharing my screen and I will talk you through some of the things that we can do with CoughDrop. Okay, so we are going to start with the general preferences. So we have over here, you'll see that I am in my account and I have my preferences right here. And underneath basics, we have the different account type. So I have that I'm a communicator, but then you could also have the account as your therapist or parent or support account. And then what the device is, the purpose for the device is. So then you can choose like on launch if you want to start the app in speak mode, which I do, and if it'll keep me logged in, which I would like to stay logged in since this is my own personal account. And then you can require a PIN when exiting speak mode. I think this would be great for younger kids who like to just mess around with the tablet, or I'm not sure who else, but then you can have your home board that you like, your language. They have many different languages. And the symbols, I think that just the board's symbols are great, but you could choose from, as you can see, a variety of different symbols. And then the skin tone. Then if we go to styling, you can change just the way that it looks with the background and the image colors and the buttons. Selection of settings. You can vocalize after you press each button, or you can turn that off and wait until your sentence is finished, and then you can vocalize the sentence. And then, of course, like when hitting linked buttons, don't vocalize when spelling until the word is completed. You can just, I'll let you kind of read through all of those. I don't need to be reading through all of them. You can highlight your buttons that you've already selected, or you don't need to highlight those. You can swipe pages if you want to. Do some inflection if you would like. Select based on where I release my pointer, where I first press. So this could be helpful for people with different motor capabilities. And then here's just more options for you. Then we have the logging and the syncing. So you can just log and analyze all the speak mode actions, never delete this account. You can let it track your actions or not track. Automatically sync this device if online and there are changes, which I should probably do that since I have multiple devices that I'm using. Make my home board a list of all my liked boards, and don't sync boards for my supervisors. Then you have your startup and all of your extras. I'm not going to read through all of these just because there's a lot and you guys are capable of reading them. You can do remote modeling. Um, so I believe that this means that the supervisors can use their device to model on your device and it'll show. And that's why there's an option for supervisors to be connected to your account or even parents. You can modify your core word list if you would like. I like that it will automatically substitute contractions. And you can also make it somewhere in here, I'm sure we'll find it, where you can put in like 2-word phrases, and it'll go into a longer phrase. So you don't actually need to type out a full-on sentence. If there's something that you say quite often, you could just do like 2 words and it'll turn it into that sentence. And I think that's a really cool option that you are able to do. And then you can also save your phrases. And we will go through this a little bit more when we show you the board. But I thought that would be kind of fun. Like if you have something you like at a restaurant, you go to this restaurant all the time, you could save your order. Like, I would like a double cheeseburger and a small fry with a small Coke, please. And then you wouldn't have to type all of that out. You could just go to your saved phrases and get up to the window and push the button, and there it is right there for you. And then you have your shortcuts. And then here's preferences for the Chrome for Mac, because that's what I'm using. So you can choose different layouts. You can change the scanning settings and the eye tracking settings, which I think is really awesome. And then voice settings. And there's, as you can see, so many different voices to choose from. And some of them are pretty silly, like Bubbles.
Do you like my voice? This is how I sound.
I don't know why you would choose that, but a little kid might. Or Ba.
Do you like my voice? This is how I sound.
But I think for me, I like this one the best.
Do you like my voice? This is how I sound.
And I will just save my preferences. And there we go.
Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you how to choose a board on CoughDrop. So I have it on my iPad, the iOS. It's very user-friendly in that you have your dashboard all right here. And so this is where I'm starting at, is your dashboard. So after you log in, it takes you to this page. And so you have your actions, so you have like your speak mode, different reports, modeling ideas, some extra things. You can go to communicators, which is talking about people, your supervisor and such, that you can add on. And so like the SLP can be added on as a supervisor and help adjust the board there as well. Then you go to boards. Okay, so this third tab, and then you have all of these options of boards. So there's like the Quick Core 24, Quick Core 60, which is a little bit more, and then the Quick Core 112. Then you have Communicate 20, Vocal Flare, which is the one that we'll be going over, and a variety of different options, which can be a little overwhelming sometimes. And so what's really nice about CoughDrop is that it does have a help me choose a home board section right up here. So that just means that this is going to be your default board. Doesn't mean that you can't still alternate between boards if you choose to. So I'm going to show you how to kind of go through that today. So if we go to help me choose a board. Alright, so then it pops up right here. And so it says finding the right home board. And then you're able to choose, are you a brand new user? So this is just like limited buttons, somewhat experienced, very experienced. So we're going to say that we're very experienced. And then it gives us a couple options. So then we have vocal flare, which is the clear categories, and then we have quick core, which is fewer button hits. So that just means it doesn't go into those folders as much. It's just those, like, it's a faster button. We're going to go to vocal flare because we like the categories. And so then you can look and see, make the buttons bigger and smaller. So this is kind of giving you your size preference. So do you want more buttons on the screen? Do you want less buttons on the screen? And this can also be based on like the patient's vision or like their fine motor skills, things like that. And so you can alternate on this as well. And that doesn't mean that there's going to be less options. It just means that they're going to have more pages that they'll have to scroll through if they do have those bigger buttons. But for the sake of this, we're going to go with the smaller buttons. And then we'll hit select this layout. And then it says, great, here's what your home board will look like. So then we ended up with the Vocal Flare 112. And then you say, got it. And then you can click make this my home board. And then it takes you back to your dashboard. And then that will be your home board on your dashboard. And so it'll kind of pop up for you automatically. So if anybody has any questions about that process or needs help figuring out where am I in this process, go ahead and ask us at the end of this presentation. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna go over editing in CoughDrop. To access edit mode, you go to the user menu, I guess, and the little green person up in the top right corner, hit exit speak mode, edit board, and then edit a copy. Always edit a copy unless you're 100% sure you want to overwrite the original. We don't even have the option right now. I don't have an original copy, but we'll edit a copy. The most important part of editing is just editing a cell. And in that it gives you a help tab, which is great. You can change the picture, the label, what the button speaks or says, link to another board, and this would be like food into breakfast into the specific types of breakfast foods. And then you can link into a website or video, which is great to link videos for like requesting music and songs and that kind of thing. And then you can hide this button. And these are just different ways to access that. You can get rid of the help tab, but I thought I'd keep it. Why not? You can close, and then paint is another option to use while you're editing. All of the colors are associated with a type of word. So green is verb, blue is describing, red are negations, and so on. So let's just use white and white out actions. And then you can undo it to get it back to green, redo it, undo it. We'll leave it there for now. This is especially helpful for visual learners or consistent color coding systems like Fitzgerald Key. That helps with the motor planning and programming. We then have the ideas tab, which to do that, I'm gonna go like into social here. Oh, just kidding. Social, go back into edit and do the ideas tab. And it gives you ideas of what words you can put into this part of the board specifically. So we could add look and added it to the board. It really just gives core words and filler words that help make longer utterances. Then we can do undo to get rid of that again. You could also just go in by yourself and add whatever word you want to add and search for a picture. Um, and then some more advanced tools on here. You can, let's see if I can access this. Through more, you kind of get the levels for scaffolding. It'll decrease the amount of words presented. So just yes and no would be presented at level 1, and you can build it all the way back up to level 10 for a more advanced user. And then you can go all the way back to speak mode. And we thought that this was a fun feature to highlight. Um, you can go into the arrow in the text box, open phrases, and I had been messing with this, but you can add saved phrases. And I know you can put this in the board as well, but this is just another area to put some kind of quick phrases that are accessible. What we thought was cooler was the journal entry. We figured you could put like some core memory, or if something happened and you got injured, put that into the journal entry area, and then you can easily have that played. If someone asks what happened and you don't want to go through and individually select words, you have this journal entry that you can play for them. Yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to note that for CoughDrop, specifically when you're in edit mode, you need to save frequently because it does not autosave. And if you save it, then it'll share to others who have access to this user's board. And you want to save those changes to keep the individuality consistent. But yeah, that's editing in CoughDrop.